Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Great. Yes, they sent him to re-sentence. They wrote the wrong date on the ticket. Shake for 90 days. Happened yet.
Okay, we started clapping. They got
all
all
the
hoopla! If anybody makes a sound or a noise or disrupts this court again, held in contempt 90 days. I was like, all we do is think you clap, dude. Chill.
He said sleeping is not a crime. Like he did on purpose.
Okay, that's the two that left out here. Hey there.
Oh, right. Look at me looking sharp. Look at it. Great. Raven. This makes us like shit.
Because you look like shit.
Are you filming right now? You filming right now, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, are you filming?
Yes.
Sir, are you filming?
Yes, I am.
So I need to know if you're going to use this for commercial purposes.
Not at all.
Alright.
Unless you count.
Legal right to film.
Well, I guess YouTube revenue counts as commercial purposes, though.
YouTube has revenue?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Since when?
Because they do rentals and shit. And ads and shit, I'm sure.
Yeah, Google AdSense kind of integrated with it.
Money for having popular videos?
All the dudes we need to watch the video of.
That's how some people make a living.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you did.
You recorded court?
It's not that bad.
Nice. I missed most of it. I was helping somebody out of the park. I was like, I gotta go.
Because me, him, and Ray.
I think we're making YouTube money off of
We're
this.
recording the city council. It's gonna go to the movement anyway.
Are you in your car?
No.
We should march back.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely walking back. I don't have a
No,
car.
like chant and be loud.
Yeah.
Get out excitement.
Oh, I was wanting to say down.
You want to leave this here? You guys want to leave this sign here? Just leave it here until let them take it?
I don't know. It's not my sign.
I was told you have contact with ACLU and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't know.
Hey.
Hey!
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
Doing great.
Doing Chris?
Yeah.
We're going to city council.
This is what I just... Really? How'd it go?
We got a lot done after we were talking on personal levels with people, but they weren't positive, but kind of neutral during the actual presentation. So it wasn't negative; it was more neutral.
What's it?
I got arrested. I was in jail.
Mic check. Mic check. We should go occupy City Hall since it's right there.
At the protest.
Why not?
Here's some signs.
Been there for what, 5 or 6 hours out there.
I'm not really good at
And they announced it.
Did you see what happened last night? Like, fucking DJ was calling me a pirate and cheater, and
Are we going to wait for Steve?
Yes,
Well,
Steve, we're going to occupy City Hall.
Yeah, wait for Steve to come down.
With Steve, we're going to occupy.
Do this since we have the
It all takes one person to fire.
I saw all the videos. I was like, watching. We have more people. I was in it, but I don't remember.
shit happens so fast.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
And the cameras had to do
I've been coming in early.
They called the cops. They called the police on me. And John come over and was like, hey, let's get the hell out of here, this bullshit. And I was like, you know what, let's go. We went over to Chris's house. So we was already gone. The confrontation was over. There was no problems. We was already left the scene. And Jason pressed charges. The cops said that if it was up to them, they would have said, hey, calm down or whatever. Or they actually wouldn't even have talked to me because I had already was gone. But Jason persisted on saying, no, we want to press charges for trespassing.
Oh no! So what? Did you have a court date then?
Yeah.
When's that court date?
Well, let's see, which one is it now? I have two, November 18th and November something. I'll have to. Let me see. Hold on.
This is.
Why do you have 2 court dates?
But they pulled that on your daughter is really awful.
Yeah, I mean any child, no matter who they are.
Right. But
That's where I got bailed out.
Right, but she's an occupied celebrity.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Here, Here, we need to all stand around the sign when he walks out in class. Yes, let's all stand here in a
Make sure to get a photo of that
in a half circle. Let's all stand here in a half circle and clap when he comes out.
I want a photo with him with the sign too. Who made the sign?
That was Jack. Oh, Jack.
Jiggity Jack, where's he at?
He's inside with Steve. That's why I said form around the fucking sign and clap when they walk out.
Hell yeah.
Let's do that.
Yep, I'm down.
Come join this.
Has anyone got the sign? Make sure my meter's
I know, but we need to stand around this and clap.
It's 2:10 right now.
210. Okay, cool. Let me go.
No, he's not even talking with the judge. They're setting up a few recordings.
The easiest to talk to the judge.
Today?
The judge has got like 5 other people.
What are these signs? Come on, let's get some signs. Come on, guys. What are we doing?
Yeah, I should have brought mine.
What are we doing? I've got another sign. Who's got a hand?
Where's the cameras at?
Ready?
The pop made my earring. And that's corporate greed.
I'm gonna flip it around like a pizza sign. Holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
Pizza! And corporate greed.
Hey, pizza violent, that man. All those violent video games. They ain't great rap music.
Swagger back. Yes, I got my swagger back. Wow, 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 wow.
Working the wire up.
Raven, do you have a smartphone?
What's up?
It's your phone.
Alright.
I want to call Ryan and tell him how important I got Do you have a smartphone?
I just gave it over to him.
Oh, let me see that real quick.
Patience.
Alright. After him, can I see it?
Yeah, no problem.
I want to introduce y'all. I thought y'all might have already had community.
Yes, I got my swagger back.
Good news.
I can't believe it.
You come up here?
Aren't you teachers right here? Yeah.
Really?
No, CC.
Oh my God.
How'd it go down? It was fun.
How'd you bad mother?
Did you get beaten? There was like,
No,
I was like all sorts
I
of
got
things
out of
going
there.
on.
It was the strange part was that I sort of like I happened to be at like the center of it at the beginning. Like so all sorts of people were putting up tents.
Right.
And then like I happened to be putting up this tarp with some of the people that was just the one that the police first came to. And I
When
was
is this you're talking about? You're talking
Denver.
about I know Denver, but which Saturday was this?
The one when
When our friend got assaulted. Yeah. I was there, man.
I don't know, but
Are you still my side out? No, I was just like, where'd it go?
like once it got like so intense, I drew it off.
Yeah. It's not for everybody. There's time and a place.
Hello.
But one thing I don't like is people went up to our office last Saturday. They were upset. Some actually put it to words. So they were upset. You could tell also the other ones that it was peaceful. That it was uneventful. And being uneventful isn't always a bad thing. It's time and a place, and people think they want this. Yes, it's a rush. Well, but you got to remember, and you want to. I mean, especially here, it's like getting blue balls all the time. Trust me, I understand when we're deployed, you get blue balls all the time. And you start doing things that you regret. You go and you get violent or you do something to provoke it, and you want that. I mean, there's a time and a place, and unfortunately, it's going to get to that point. It's going to get worse. That wasn't anything. For me, it affected me because seeing it against American people, the American citizens on American soil, that hurt. But you don't. People really think they want that, and unfortunately, we'll get to that point. But you don't want that because once shit, gets real, and it gets violent. You get to the martial law, all that kind of stuff. All the anchors, everything you think having to hold you down, and your family, everything, it's gone like that. It's gone. When shit gets crazy, I mean, it's gonna, and people don't.
Yeah, and
there's no bullet holes in these buildings. There's no bomb craters in the streets. It's America, but you know, and people have this normalcy bias. Oh, it can never happen here, you know, and
Right,
exactly. That's exactly why it will happen here. It gets to that point, unfortunately, but people think they want it. And I understand that rush.
Well,
it's addictive.
I mean, I think moreover, you know, it's like, you know, I really think what Steve did is just like what should be like the model, you know, where he was just like, he was just like, I am in defiance of this law. I think it's an unjust law. Please arrest me. Like, Jack? That's how it went down. Steve.
Oh, Steve himself. Yeah. Well, he's been involved in this for a long time.
Yeah.
You might have a smartphone, but it's more on the operator. I don't know how smart. I'm not necessarily questioning your intelligence, but your ability to.
I can operate a fucking smartphone.
You kiss your mother with that, man? Alright.
Yeah, but that must have been a wild experience.
What are you looking for in it?
Guess
Like I
my
said,
swagger back.
as soon as it was clear that this was not going to be like a
Come on, man. Okay, now I gotta
myself out of what turned out to be the line of fire.
Yeah.
But, you know, the fun part is sort of when things calm down. That's when it sort of gets really surreal. And when you really realize that, like, the whole, like, you know, like the police are in a line and everything. And, you know, it feels like, you know, this, like, some official barrier. But really, I mean, they're just people and they're just standing there.
And and that's one thing I was doing. It was kind of funny, but I was going off on them, and I guess it was just the military part kicked in. And I was going off on them, and I was like, you know, they train you how to use lethal force against American citizens whenever you deem necessary. And right now they're telling you to form a line. I didn't say this calmly, and that's pretty much what I said. And they're telling you to form a line, and past this point, you're going to use brutal force, but you can't figure out where this line is. You're all fucking gaggle fucked around and you can't even just get in a straight line. I was pretty much what I said, but I was yelling it and then calling cowards and shit. Yeah, man. They were standing in line. They had all their batons, they had their weapons or shields. They were ready for fucking craziness and violence. And they were the ones that fucking caused violence. Those peaceful protesters, man. I mean, you gotta remember, and people would come and say, oh, I had a good conversation with this one or that one. They are people. Yes. And they may or may not agree with what they're doing, but they are doing it and they are following orders. And what you got to remember is, and I like cooperating with police here and stuff, but you got to remember is there's still that badge in between you. That's why I told the cop, you know, I was like, I've matured. I used to hate cops, loathe cops, and I've matured enough to recognize it as necessary evil. But you know, even if whether or not they agree with it, they are doing it. And you know, of course, it goes into worse things when they take it upon themselves. Because I'm not going to say the whole police force is responsible for that cop firing that tear gas canister directly into the head of a Marine Corps veteran at point blank range. Because it says in their training and in their manuals not to do that, not to fire at somebody, to fire into a crowd. So he went out and did it on his own. But that's the worst thing. I'll tell you. I will say that. I can say it speaking for myself. The worst shit you regret most is what you do on your own, you know. And that wasn't. I won't give it. I'm gonna give it to them. You know, that was against their protocol. It was against their standard operating procedure, but it still happened. And people gotta remember, no matter what, no matter if they're playing this hearts and minds bullshit right now, where they're playing cool and stuff. I mean, a lot of them don't want to have to get violent. A lot of them are trigger happy, just looking for a reason to hurt somebody.
They're lucky he didn't die.
Yeah, they are very lucky. Yeah, but it's just. You know, you got to remember they're playing this hearts and minds thing, playing it cool until the orders come down to flex on us, and which you know, whenever it happens, whatever, they will do that. You got to remember, you cannot forget. At the end of the day, when they lay their head down, they're still hiding behind that badge. There's still that badge between you and them, and whether or not they agree with what they're doing, they are doing it. And you know, all the elite want us to do is to fight with these guys. Because they're us too. They aren't the elite, but they are the local soldiers, and they are, unfortunately, they're not with us when they're hiding behind that badge, man. We've been cooperative with them here. I'm on a first-name basis with a lot of them, which is interesting situations. I'm on probation and everything, but you know, I breaking up fights in the park and stuff, people getting cut or whatever. You're gonna be dealing with it.
Nobody knows anything about that. Well, I've seen footage where the police in the riot gear and stuff are actually laughing at the protesters when they're
they aim at, you know, the crotch areas, they aim at the faces, or look back at the video, and they laugh at it, you know, and it's,
we did a lot of this in Iraq, and it was a lot of real stuff. That's why I said that it is, but the reason it's so sad is because America's in America, so it shouldn't happen anywhere, really. But one thing I will say, I'm ashamed, I'm not proud of it, is that it's a lot easier to do these things when you're not looking at these people as fellow human beings. You know, I mean, my unit is seeing more people in our area of operations than anyone had in the history of Iraq. We detained a lot of guys. And just the way that it happened, the way we treated them and stuff, just weren't other human beings. And the biometrics, so I didn't even think about that. They were talking about using biometrics in the U.S. I didn't think about it then. And they're just like tagging an animal out in the wild, you know. We had these little boxes, and every time we question anybody, interrogate, detain, whatever, anytime we would remember, we'd get all their fingerprints on it, and we'd do a scan. We would line up in a little cross, we'd give them their eye, and right when we would turn green, we'd take a shot. I guess it was a retinal scanner or identifier or something like that. I didn't think anything of it until about a week or two ago, and I heard about the police force in the U.S. using it. Some local, some small little county was trying it out, and it was just like scared the hell out of me. And I was like, wait a second, yeah.
There's a possibility.
It's the police state coming home, you know.
You don't so much worse. You don't want that. Because that's the thing in the movies, and it's so glamorized and everything. But it gets to that point. It's just really sad. You just have to expect the worst and know what's in the cup. Expect the worst and be prepared. That's all you can do. Because
expect the worst and the best.
I think the problem is that the police, the public, no one really wants to see the police like seen illegitimate. I mean, a lot of people see the police doing illegitimate things, but it's just like it's gonna have to be a pretty serious, pretty public fuck up in order for like people to really admit that the police have done something sort of unequivocally wrong. So
they've lost. For me, that already has happened.
They've lost something.
The moment that TSA won't touch a child unnecessarily, let's just make it simple. We were just talking about the Marine Corps veteran. Another veteran got attacked. And multiple veterans. And American citizens, period. That's inexcusable. But then you have things like when they twist it for their own, or they make it one thing or another. Like they try to say Frankie was just pushing the cop off his bike after he got ran over. I mean, instead of just pushing, it was just some thug pushing him off his bike. There's another angle that you can't tell he got ran over the foot. They try to use it. It's a conservative.
And then they released the other angle, and it was like, oh, my foot, fuck, that hurt.
Yeah. They're gonna twist it, and they use it for their own agendas, and it's disheartening. Yeah. And the thing is, you're gonna have media blackout. When stuff gets nasty, they have the ability to do it. Like they've done it with Occupy. They've done it with multiple different things. I know several other people when we were in Denver that our cameras were malfunctioning. Now, on our phones, our camera phones. I'm not going to go into all this, conspiracy. I don't know what exactly they have and are using. But another thing, I'll take us straight back to Iraq, is we had these things called Dukes, and there was multiple different types. They were spending ridiculous amounts of money, as they always do, on this technology, and always revising it. There were these big boxes that we have the Humvees, the Bradleys, the MRAPs, all the vehicles, military vehicles that go on patrols and convoys and shit. And we had big antennas on the back, and we'd have one at least every other truck. I think we had them on all of our trucks. But it's supposed to form a bubble around those vehicles as you're rolling through, and it would shut down all cell phones, all remote control vehicles, all key fobs, all anything that wirelessly. Because I had a wireless helmet cam that wouldn't work with that. So we used that on that and didn't think anything of it. It pissed a lot of people off. And of course, in guerrilla warfare, it's ever evolving. It's liquid. It's always changing. And so there was ways they would get past that bubble where like 2 or 3 days before we were going to go back, we were supposed to be going back to the FOB to go home. They set it on a little patrol base. They set it about 150 meters out of our gate, and it was I want to say it was like a 2-array EFP, big ones. I think they were like 12 inches or 18 inches. It was big, and I didn't leave anything in your car, did I? I didn't leave anything in your car, did I? Oh yes.
Just from the perspective of a vet right there, you know what I mean, which is always helpful, you know.
And he's speaking from personal experience.
You're paranoid until you realize that the U.S. government's doing it in Iraq.
But
you do it in the world.
You're speaking from personal experience. You're not spreading a theory. Right. You did this stuff and you saw it happen.
Yeah.
So continue with your story.
Oh, so it was a 2-ray, I believe, it was multiple ray EFP. And okay, so EFP. I'm sorry, I gotta remind myself to explain these things sometimes. An IED, an improvised explosive device, was their most lethal weapon that they used against American soldiers and against our equipment and funding, which was is always coming in. Improvised explosive device, you can. Improvised explosive device, and pretty much, you hear about the roadside bombs and everything. I'm not going to get into all that, but an EFP is a form of improvised explosive device. EFP is a explosively formed projectile, and supposedly they use it for mining or whatever, but it's about as guerrilla as it gets. And it's a canister they fill with explosives, usually HME homemade explosives, because they're not necessarily getting military grade or whatever. You can make that shit. I mean, anyway. So they fill the canister with it, and they'd have a concave cap on the top that was either steel or copper. And when it would detonate, that would convex out, and it would come out, and it would get more and more of a point. It was molten steel or copper or whatever, and it would punch straight through the vehicles. I mean, there's no armor that could stop it. We had
Oh, we just left this in town.
Yeah. There you go.
Awesome.
Well, a speech or something. Right on, thanks everybody for showing up.
What's the deal? What's the newest deal?
Can I have my sign back, yo?
Court date said it, they said a pre-trial conference. Which is kind of silly because I ain't going to do no bargaining with them.
It's still after the day.
Yeah.
When is that?
That's the 22nd. Also Tuesday, 2 p.m. I'll post it up.
So you'll post it?
Yeah, but here you go ahead.
November 22.
That's the pre-trial conference. I don't know how that. I don't know how that goes over here. Over at the county, it's just you're in a room with the DA's little pop gun fart assistants that they have over there.
Well, that motion kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm like,
I know, it did me too. And I didn't expect, and I suppose they could have probably said, well, no, you screwed it up. So,
if you had scratched your head and said, I don't remember what night they arrested
they would have had to throw it out, but I didn't want to do that. That's why I said, it was kind of funny.
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Let's come together so we can at least get one picture of us all.
Oh, yeah, right on.
hey, Steve. It's just when I run around here.
Yeah, right on, thanks. That'll be helpful.
Let's go.
Everybody's got to get in.
Let's have Steve.
I'm sure to know.
Steve
Is there a Steve Bass sign?
Yeah.
Raven,
I'm not holding that sign, no way.
Raven, you got to come over here on the side with your sign.
Okay, yeah, hold that right in the center.
Up and down.
I gotta hold a sign with my own name on it.
Ready?
I can look all. I can't do it.
Yeah, boy.
Got it? We're just doing video.
No, they're taking video.
What? Am I still carrying this? I end up carrying this sign.
We got a backup.
Hey, Dennis. I'll get hold of you later. Are you taking off? Hey, thanks for that.
I have to go back home.